Everyone, Eugene Crypto MC is here. Hope you started the new 2021 year well. If you have been staying in the cryptocurrency space for a while and looking for a clear understanding of what has happened here last year and moreover will be taking place in the 2021, there is no better place for you right now in the entire world than this video, because I'm going to talk with renowned Fernando Martinho, the CEO of Nimbus, and we're going to discuss the major 2020 events, DeFi space, and of course, 2021 trends. And the main part, how Nimbus team plans to help you to create the value using these trends. So Fernando, I'm very happy to have you again on my channels, and I'm totally convinced that the DeFi space has a very, very bright future because it has acquired such a super experienced professional like you. Thanks for joining my show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, first and foremost, let's start with give us your vision of what situation in general do we have in the blockchain space in the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, and what important events we shouldn't miss take place in the crypto industry right now.
Yeah, 2020 has been quite a year, right? For many different reasons. And the main one, as we all know, is the pandemic. But I think we have made progress. We actually achieved something phenomenal, which is to bring cryptocurrencies to sort of adoption phase, yeah, which is really something that should have happened a long time ago. When I say long time ago, in crypto is long time ago. I was expecting by beginning 2019 or end of 2018 to already start to pick up, but you know, things takes time. So I'm really happy that finally cryptocurrencies are being in the initial phase of adoption. Okay, when I talk this, I'm talking about globally, massively adoption in terms of technologies. That's what usually happens, that there's a curve of adoption, and I think that's what we achieved by the end of 2020. In terms of just blockchain, I would expect to have achieved more, but during a pandemic stages, then of course then it's hard, you know, and for many different challenges, yeah, obviously. But I think the progress happened. We saw DeFi exploding in 2020, which you know, it was phenomenal. I think it went too fast, and of course when it goes too fast, you know, there's always a retrace, you know, in anything. So we saw DeFi exploding from June onwards. But the positive we need to take is it happened. Yeah. What means is it opened the eyes of a lot of people, and DeFi is really in early stage. Even what happened back in June to September, I think we are really at a very early stage. So it's quite exciting for anyone that is involved in decentralized finance, because as we know, it's an evolution and it's a big jump, you know. So I think this is the main thing that we've achieved when we're talking about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. It was adoption of DeFi, the beginning of DeFi, adoption of cryptocurrencies, and that really opens an exciting future for DeFi. And we saw in the middle of all of this a few things that have happened, you know, like Polkadot, which is exciting as well. Of course, there are people like it, people don't like, you know, always like this, yeah. But we saw as well a few other things happening, like Cardano start to cement their position as well, you know, which is exciting. There was things that have happened. Some people like Ripple, some people don't like, you know. I'm not gonna comment on that, but you know, there's always going to happen these type of things, you know, when I don't think this is a step back. Regulators are always going to catch up, and regulators are going to continue to do what they are supposed to do. Yeah, like it or not, I always say these regulations drive adoption. Okay, in anything that you look, in any technologies, whatever happens, when regulations catch up, adoptions explode. Okay, so I would rather prefer that the regulators come up with the regulations once for all, then everybody starts to understand in, you know, how to operate. Otherwise, it's always going to be a cat and mouse, yeah, type of experience. So I think those are the great things that happened this year, and I'm really looking forward for 2021 because I think we have a great opportunity in blockchain, in DeFi, and in cryptocurrencies.
Well, I'm totally agree with you. And the main idea of DeFi, that having a famous financial services without middlemen, banks, insurance companies, and so on and so forth, just P2Ps, super excited. How do you think why DeFi, like an area, like an idea, matters for all of us, all the people?
It is very important because it's a next stage of what cryptocurrencies and blockchain are, yeah, which is just to enable you to have a bit of better control of your own finances, for you to decide what to do with it, yeah, and for me that is really the main thing. There's many things that we can talk about, the benefits of decentralized finance. But it is really about you having the control of deciding what to do, where to put your money instead of letting someone to risk it. You know, of course, there are dangers with that. You know, you have to. There's one of the things I always say is there's an education process for everyone on all these. So it's very, very important that whoever is operating or going to come to the DeFi space, to make it really easy for the user. Yeah. What I mean by that, I'm talking about now user interfaces. Yeah. If you really want people to feel confident about using something new, you need to make it really, really easy for the user. And at the moment, we have those challenges in DeFi. You know, if some people that are experiencing crypto and blockchain find it hard to understand how to dive into, start to use a lot of DeFi applications, and so I think usability is it's a thing that needs to be looked at and make it a lot easier for the user. So once you have that, then of course, you know, these things I've been talking about, sort of you've heard it before, financial freedom. I don't like really very much that phrase, but it is about you having control of your own finances and to use it wherever you want. Yeah. And feeling confident that there is no single point of failure. There's no single organization. There's always an organization preparing things, but you know, they are doing it in a decentralized way, which, you know, from a Nimbus perspective, it's about reducing the risk, you know, for you as well. You're just not, you are a part of many to try to use some financial tools so you can have a bit more freedom in terms of what to do with your money.
Well, let's give a short recap of what goals Nimbus has achieved for today since our last interview with Alexandra Serebrennikova, the CMO of Nimbus.
So Nimbus has reached a phase where, so I joined Nimbus back in September, yeah. So I was asked to come and help them to take them to the second stage, DeFi stage, yeah, and to move a bit faster, yeah. But at the time, Nimbus has achieved about around 50,000 users. That's a big achievement, yeah, from wherever you look at. So the 50,000 users are on the platform, and I really consider that is the main achievement for Nimbus. And the second thing that Nimbus has achieved is we are consolidating the team, you know, and start to open new markets. So we already start to get a presence in Southeast Asia, yeah, for example, which is very important. So it is really kind of a preparing, getting the old structures in place with a team. You know, we brought new people in the team, so we making the team stronger, because you can't jump to the next phase, which is going to be a big one, if you don't have a good team, if you don't have the structures in place. And this was extremely important, yeah, because the company grew too fast. When I arrived, I saw it was really too big, and there was a few things that were missing, you know. So that takes time, and then kind of do what we're doing in 3 months has been really challenging, absolutely challenging. And sometimes people do not understand how hard it is to try to do what we're trying to do in such short timing. And the reason why we wanted to do and achieve this is from, there's many different reasons, and I think you understand where crypto went, where DeFi is going, etc. So it's about timing. So I think what Nimbus has achieved so far gave us a platform to go now confidently into 2021. So in 2021, what we're preparing now in the beginning of the year is to launch next week our first token. Yeah.
Well, sounds great. So let's dive into the platform. How specifically, explain how specifically will users be able to interact with the Nimbus DeFi services end to end?
So the Nimbus platform, it is, in a nutshell, what Nimbus is trying to create is a marketplace of dApps. Yeah. So think like Amazon, yeah, and you have a lot of stuff there, a lot of products. So what Nimbus is trying to create is a marketplace where you have lots of dApps, yeah, dApps with pools, you know, different type of pools, and eventually there's going to be, it's in the plans to have a protocol, you know. We have to go phase by phase. Like I said, it's really, really hard work, and I know that everyone that understands DeFi knows exactly what I'm saying. And not need to be in DeFi. I think people in general understand these things take time, yeah. But we are on that journey to create a protocol to enable then people to bring their own dApps and pools, you know, and start to create a huge marketplace. So that's the end goal of Nimbus. So how we're going to get there is, first we're going to launch a few dApps, yeah, and the dApps have pools. So sorry. The pools are part of these dApps, yeah, and the pools is where users are able to stake their crypto, yeah, and get some returns. So, for example, if there is a P2P or pool to P dApp, for example, for loans, people just take their crypto in a pool, yeah, and then obviously, you know, there is going to be a return at some point, and that's all regulated by smart contracts. There's a DAO behind all these, yeah, and a governance token as well. So the users have the ability then to choose which pool they want to put their crypto on, and to do that, they need to have acquired the Nimbus token. Okay, NBU is the name of Nimbus token. Yeah. So once you've acquired the token, you are able then, there's different pools. There's NBU ETH, there's NBU WBTC, NBU USDT. Yeah, so those are the three first ones we're creating for each one of the dApps. So that is what we're doing, is enable people then to choose from crypto trading / arbitrage app, P2P loans. There's several of them. Some are going to be implemented still, with KYC. So we are pursuing a license from European Union country. Yeah, at the moment it's with the lawyers. So it's important to bridge the gap between real use cases. And this is the critical thing here. We are trying to bring at Nimbus real use cases of DeFi from loans. And of course, to do that and to give confidence to the big players, because the big players want to come to this space. Yeah. If you don't do in certain type of loans KYC, they will not come to this space. If everything is collateralized, you are not able to tackle real use cases in real life. So doing KYC and credit check verification as part of one of the dApps or two of the dApps, then you offer both, and it gives the ability then to more traditional players to come and feel confident that they can operate with an environment, because for that specific area there's going to be licensing, and that gives confidence for that type of player. You still offer, of course, decentralization, because it is the ability, like I said, to give users to participate in pools, with their own crypto, with their own wallets, without going, through a bank, through whatever. Yeah. So I think those type of tools will enable a user to interact and move between the dApps in our ecosystem. If you want then to participate even further, there's a governance token. That governance token is what is going to enable the DAO decisions. Yeah. Also, and of course, in a DAO, you vote for all the decisions around the ecosystem. Yeah. That governance token will allow you also to participate in the revenues from Nimbus. So all the revenues from the platform, I'm not talking about, there's going to be the returns on the pools to you. That's to you, so that's not what I'm going to talk about. It's actually the underlying revenues from transactions and so on that Nimbus will get is going to be distributed 100% amongst all the governance token holders. Yeah. So if you have a governance token and you are part of the decision making, on the DAO, then you also keep getting all of the revenue streams for Nimbus will be distributed amongst the token holders. So this enables you as a user to interact with all of the Nimbus dApps, and decide, which tools you want to really use. Some people are more favored for one, and others, prefer a bit more risky. So we're giving here a balance for everyone to decide what they really want to do with their own crypto. Yeah. So that is the goal of Nimbus.
Well, thank you for that brilliant explanation. Now I understand more how Nimbus works, and I'm super excited with the idea to connect the DAO idea with the DeFi idea, and I'm such a service in our space. So let's talk about 2020 first. What are the main stages of the Nimbus roadmap? May you mention that?
Yes. So the first stage is next week. We're going to launch token. Yeah. It is extremely important to mention as well that we are launching at the same time a referral program. So I haven't seen much like this in the in DeFi space. I've seen a few, but basically I need to touch base because I think this is quite interesting for some people to understand and why we're doing it. Yeah. So the referral program, it's like an affiliates program, really. You know, it enables Nimbus to. The idea was to achieve what Nimbus wanted to achieve, which is to get to 150,000 users. You know, that's in the roadmap right from beginning. Yeah. Achieving 50,000 users in 1 year is phenomenal by any standards. Yeah, phenomenal achievement. Why under 50,000 users? Because that's what really gives the cemented platform for an organization to truly become a big player, you know, in the market. So it is important to achieve that goal. Yeah, and to do that, the referral program was created. It's all regulated by smart contracts, all automated. And what happens is if you join the referral program, then there's a minimum that people need to buy of tokens, obviously, you know, which is $250. But then if you, someone that you advise to join follows your referral link, yeah, you know, your friends, family, whoever you decide, yeah, that you want to give the link to, for every token that they buy, yeah, you will get 10% of that. So what we created is we created a give program, yeah, of 10% of the total supply, which is the 10% is about 100 million tokens that are available for this program. We think this is going to go really fast and that people will join very fast, and that means we will achieve the goal of 150,000 users faster. By doing this, it means we will cement quite early, you know, that 150,000 users go, and that's what is going to set Nimbus for tremendous success. Yeah. So this is the two things that we want to do next week: launch of the NBU token, yeah, and of the referral program, so that we can start really to accelerate that growth. Yeah. Then the next stage is going to be a series of launches of the different, as you know, and as everybody knows, you can't do all in one go. Yeah. Many different reasons, you know, and there is also the marketing perspective, you know, as well. You do it by stages, so you keep people as well understanding. If you throw everything at people at the same time, it's very, very confusing. So you go by stages. So the next stage we're going to do is to launch a series of dApps, you know, the trading dApp, the P2P. There's 2 P2P dApps we're going to launch, and we go then slowly. And the roadmap, eventually this quarter, by end of this quarter, we want to launch the crowdfunding dApp, yeah. And then on end of quarter 2, quarter 3, we're going to launch the IPO hub. Okay. Now, before doing all that, it's important to launch the governance token so that the DAO operates. Yeah. So depending on the launch this next week, how it's going to happen, the decision is going to be about when we're going to launch the governance token. Yeah. We expect in 3 weeks time then to launch the governance token. Yeah. If all goes well, if everything is going according to the plan, and it's important to understand that you can't launch 2 tokens at the same time. It's suicide. So you need to give time first. If it goes really well, then, you know, there's a timing here. You're actually going to launch the governance token after. Yeah. And that is because once we start to launch those dApps, yeah, eventually the governance token is going to be deployed as well. Sorry, the governance ecosystem and DAO is going to be deployed. It has to be deployed, the smart contracts, before all of that. But then the launch of the token is a different part of that ecosystem. Yeah. And that is going to happen about 3 weeks, between 3 to 4 weeks after the first launch. Yeah. So we we could actually launch earlier. Again, it depends on the success next week, on the next 2 weeks, the success of the launch of these two things that I mentioned to you. That's what's going to be the driver for us when we're going to do the launch of the governance token. Yeah, because there's a lot of demand for it. We have a lot of questions from a lot of people about when we're going to launch actually that token, because people like that idea, like you said, to have the DAO attached to this, what we're trying to do, you know, and for obvious reasons, you know, the revenues of Nimbus, the decision making around all of those dApps. Yeah.
Well, sounds great, and that's super exciting to. Let's remind our audience that Nimbus plans to implement 4 major DeFi dApps and DeFi services. You may visit Nimbus Platform and NBU website and find them all and all describing there. So let's give a short recap about your expectations in 2021 in DeFi space for Nimbus in major in general. What do you expect from this year?
I expect this year to become the cement for DeFi. Okay. I really believe this is going to happen, but it's not going to happen. It depends on a lot of things. Okay, it depends on the global situation with the pandemic. That's the first thing. Okay. It looks like a lot of countries are going to deploy vaccines and things going to accelerate, etc. So we might be able to have an amazing year for DeFi. I really believe in that. Yeah. So we have also to be realistic here. Okay. And this is not me being negative. Yeah, there's a lot of things changing in the US, in the SEC regulations. It might put a step back, but the world is bigger than just the US, right? So I think it will continue, but you know, it might not be as big as many people think. Yeah. So at the moment, the market cap, I think, of DeFi is about 20 billion. Yeah. 22, I believe. And there was expectations maybe to go to about 80-90 billion. I think we need to be a bit more conservative. Yeah, I think we need to aim or to try to figure out how all is going to happen. And I don't expect when I say that, it's because there's gonna regulations come out this year. Okay, definitely we can start to see what's happening with Ripple, XRP. You know, there's things that are gonna come out that are gonna affect, right? So it is about then figure out what is the best way to operate globally. Yeah, and I truly believe a lot of companies are going to stop US users from joining these type of platforms, yeah, for obvious reasons. So I believe that we're going to go to a space in DeFi that enables then by I would say middle of the year to get the second biggest explosion. So I think it's going to, in the beginning now, we will see a little bit of growth, yeah, the next couple of weeks. Then I expect a bit of a slowdown, and then an explosion again by the middle of the year. And we will reach probably the market cap of about 60 billion, which I think is great. You know, just let's put things into perspective. Yeah, we are at the stage before than what crypto and blockchain were. That was back in 2015, 2016. Yeah, that's the stage where DeFi really is at the moment. Yeah, so we cannot expect to be now. A lot of people are expecting it's going to explode massively. No, there's going to be an acceleration, and it's going to be a very good acceleration. But I might be wrong. There's so many things changing in the world that if the pandemic issue is not resolved, then a lot of the institutional money will flow straight into this space. Yeah, but it is expected that pandemic start to go fizzle down with vaccines and countries start to become kind of back to a new normal. Then it's going to be to the normal standard growth. Yeah, I expect Nimbus to do really well, because once you have, there's going to be a lot of DeFi projects coming out. Okay, let's understand this. Yeah, because people had a lot of time at home in 2020. There's a lot of new innovations. I know there's a lot of stuff happening in Switzerland, for example, so you might see some great projects coming out of Switzerland in 2021. Well, I'm sure it will. They're just waiting for the right time as well. Yeah, so we can expect amazing projects to come out in this year, yeah, in the first half of this year. And that's why Nimbus as well wants to be quite early and launch to kind of conquer a little bit of the space quite early, So I think we will see in the first half quite a few amazing projects, but you will see a big spike now, then a slowdown, then middle of the year it will not stop, and it will going to continue until 2021. Yeah, that's my opinion, because I believe that's how cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin, is going to flow. Yeah, a little bit of spike now, a little bit of slowdown, and then, what we call in this space, to the moon. That's what's going to happen, in my opinion.
Well, we have successfully covered all the major things I wanted to talk to you in this interview. And in the end, Fernando, please give us your claims. What should users who are interested in DeFi space dive in this year? What should they do right now regarding Nimbus, step by step, a short manual?
So if you are, so there's two different type of users. Yeah, the ones that are DeFi aware, yeah, so they understand DeFi, they understand crypto. So that type of users that are crypto users and DeFi users, yeah, and there are the known DeFi users that maybe are crypto users, and there are also the users that are not non-DeFi and non-crypto users. But I put those in the more or less in the same group as the one that don't understand DeFi. Okay, it's easier to explain. So I'm going to explain for the people who are in DeFi. Yeah, what they need to do is just look usual places. Go to Medium to understand it. Go to our website, obviously. Do a quick read. If you like it, you know what to do. Yeah, there's a launch of the token. You understand the roadmap. There's a governance token coming later on. There's some dApps. You know how to stake your crypto. You know how to participate in pools. So basically, just inform yourself really, and think about what Nimbus is trying to do. What are the dApps? Yeah, and think how breakthrough some of these are, because they are, and the real use cases are what people should look in 2021 when they want to participate in DeFi, is to really look at what the dApps do. Because this year is what's going to drive a lot of adoption, is going to be in real use cases. Yeah, so this is the thing that I would recommend to the users in DeFi. And by the way, look at the referral program, because it's quite exciting, and you understand why. Yeah. So then there are the non-DeFi users. So for the non-DeFi users, you really need to understand a little bit about DeFi. So it is about just reading a few articles, understand DeFi space, and then in Nimbus we provide the right information for you, how to get a wallet, yeah, how to create, add a token, the Nimbus token. There's a lot of information there. So spend some time, yeah, to try to understand how things are done, because it's extremely important to do that. Yeah. And then what you need to do is to follow the instructions on the website. Do not follow any link, yeah, for a public sale of Nimbus that it is not on our website. So I don't say this to DeFi users, because DeFi users already understand why. Yeah, there's a lot of fake projects, there's a lot of fake launches, you know, so you get into trouble. So please do not follow any link if it's not from the Nimbus website to go to buy the tokens. Okay. Once you've acquired the token, and you are, of course, it's very easy to join the referral program as well. It's 2 or 3 ticks. You can do it as well, of course, you know. So then it is, once you are there, you need to understand the ecosystem. You need to understand the different dApps, and you choose then which dApps you want to really stake your crypto. We're going to make it quite user friendly for you to, in a couple of clicks, yes, just to be able to do it. Yeah, and because it's your wallet, you are in control, and you can do whatever you want from then onwards. Yeah, so it is important, and I can't stress this, because we've been there, a few of us, and I was one of them, trying to figure out quite early in DeFi. You know, it can be hard. So it is about understanding the first stage. What do I need? Yeah, what you need is a wallet. Yeah, how do I do it? We provide as well. All the material is on website, and it's public. Many websites, some links to other websites. How to get the wallet? How to then ensure that the wallet is connected to our ecosystem. Yeah. So there are all of those things available for you, and you are welcome to join Nimbus. That's all I can say, because we're going to give quite a series of tools that you're going to like to enjoy to participate.
Well, I really love your super professional advisors. They are the best. And do we need to add something important in the end? Any remarks? Or we may finish.
Yeah, very important for people to understand, really understand what Nimbus is trying to achieve. Okay. And there's a series of Zooms we've done. There's a lot of information available on the website with PDFs and so on. That I think it's important for people to understand that what is the benefits for them, you know, and what Nimbus is trying to achieve is to really give that financial freedom of not you just having your crypto waiting to go up, which is great, you know, you're always earning, but you know, what else can you do with it to be able to get even higher returns? Yeah, in a safe way, because important to say is that all of the Nimbus smart contracts are being audited by a well-known player in the market. Okay, Zokyo is the company doing the audits. Okay, so this gives users confidence that, you know, we are doing the right things, and what we say we're doing, yeah, it is in smart contracts, it's automated. Yeah, so it's extremely important that people understand what's going to happen once it's launched. Yeah, is between you and the platform. Yeah, nobody is there. You know, it's smart contracts, Ethereum blockchain, and you and your wallet. And be very careful, please. I can't stress this enough. You know, only follow the links from the Nimbus website. Okay, it's extremely important for people to understand.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Fernando has said in the beginning of the interview, the DeFi space is super young. So try to learn it, try to use it, and the Nimbus team has been working hard recent months to deliver you the values, to connect you with this super interesting space, and follow the requirements, follow the recommendations, Fernando. So dive in this and stay tuned for next interviews with members of Nimbus team, with Alexander Serebrennikov, Fernando, and advisors, and so on and so forth. So Eugene, aka Crypto MC, and Fernando Martinho, CEO of Nimbus, were with you. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and happy New Year 2021 year. See you later. Bye.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to everyone. Bye-bye.